I'm sure a lot of you have family members that have been or are in a long-term care facility or a nursing home. There's a lot of different workers that handle your loved ones, but one of the big ones, besides the nurse and the doctor, is your CNA. CNAs are very important. I'm a CNA myself, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about CNAs. I'm going to tell you about the history, about being a CNA, what we do, why I do it, and what it's brought to me in my life. So, a little bit of history about a CNA is in 1987, in the World War II is when it first became popular. They needed extra help, the nurses did. They needed extra hands, so they brought in CNAs. They didn't have to be certified at this time. They didn't get certified until 1987. Ronald Reagan passed a bill called the Omnibus Reconciliation Act for CNA training, so they could have better training, better skills, and whatnot. A CNA's purpose is to help the nurse. The nurse, of course, passes the meds. The CNA assists the nurse with other duties she can't get to, as far as feeding, changing, bathing, anything like that. Being a CNA, what I do, my job description is I work in a long-term care facility. I've worked in several other facilities. I've worked in a hospital. I've done home health, hospice. So I worked in all different areas of the healthcare field. But I like long-term care and nursing home. I like to connect with my patients. I get them up every day. I get them dressed. I feed them. I brush their hair. I give them baths. ADLs, which is activities of daily living, which is, making sure they can watch their TV shows or play their crossword puzzles or whatnot. My education began in 2013. I began my CNA program at ICC, and I believe it lasted about 6 weeks. So that's where it all started. I became a CNA because I wanted to go into nursing, and I wanted to get some more experience out of it, and I think if anybody's looking to do that, you definitely need to be a CNA before you go into any other nursing or doctor position. So, what we do with the ADLs is we physically lift. We're lifting every day. We do have machines, but not everybody needs a machine. You still have to do some heavy lifting. Mentally, this job can be very exhausting. You're needed all day, every day. These people rely on you. They depend on you. And then you have to go home and you have to do the same thing for your family, which is fine, but it's hard sometimes. And especially when you have patients with behaviors, it can get very frustrating. It takes a lot of compassion and patience to be a CNA and a nurse, but definitely a CNA. So I told you before, I chose to be a CNA because I wanted to be an RN. I wanted to get that experience. I'm almost done with my prereqs so that I can apply for the RN program. But again, this CNA experience has been great for me. If I were to go straight to being a nurse right out of high school without being a CNA, I don't know if I would make it because CNA has just given me so much experience. How I feel about my job is I feel that I'm in the right field. So this makes me feel better about making a decision about becoming an RN. It's changed me because I realize what can happen. Um, you know, I realize more stuff about death, you know, just family issues, people that don't really have anybody, and you're there for them. You're all there that they have. So that makes me feel good. And I continue to do it because I love my residents. I love taking care of them. They're like family. And I think that if anybody is looking for some kind of field to go into in a short amount of time, I would definitely do CNA. It's a great experience, and it's a really great job.